I'm a little nervous because everybody keeps saying they're excited about this presentation like I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the hat or something. And it's going to be fairly pedestrian. So I'm excited to introduce you to our new name and our new logo. I think it introduces us and it really speaks to who we are and what we do more. And so it's one-touch control of just about anything that you can plug into an outlet or that is powered. You can control it from anywhere. And so just want to tell you about where the company started. It started with Chris Swain about 3.5 years ago. Chris grew up in the trades. And he and I both turned 18 knowing there had to be a better way of making a living. And so he went to the Navy, and when he got back, he was managing one of the kitchens at a Texas roadhouse. And the guy that owned Reliant K Electric invited him to come and be an electrician, and 5 years later he had his master's. He was a master electrician, and he started his own company 3.5 years ago. Thought he was going to hire 4 or 5 guys and put on tools and be skinny. Those are his words. And within 3.5 years, we've gone from 8 builders to over 40. And at the end of 2014, we had a conversation about where the industry was going. And he said, this low volt thing, this lighting control, all this kind of stuff is coming here. It's a foregone conclusion up north, and it's coming this way. And so if you want to, we need to get out in front of it and position ourselves as somebody that can do it so we're not getting buried by it when it does come here. And so Chris got it started. Heather's going to run our lighting. So everybody asks, well, if it's Heather and Chris Swain, where does the name Rowan come from? Meet Rowan. This is Chris and Heather's only son. They named the company after him, just like Wendy's. And so at the end of the year, Chris and I were talking about this, and he said, we got to get going on this low volt. And so we started looking for somebody that's an integrator. And so integrators think differently than electricians, and electricians think differently than integrators. And so we didn't want to train our electricians to do home integration. And so we waited until we found the right person, and we found Chad Martin. Chad and Holly have lived here for a long time. I've known Chad for a long time. He's been in the industry for about 10 years, I want to say. He was working for Logic Integration in Denver, and we stole him. So Chad is our general manager of Rowan Technology, of Rowan Integration now. And so you know me, but that's my wife. She's the fun part of the team. If there's anything good about us, it's because of her. You can see her. That's our 2F by C pose right there. And so our process starts with the homeowner. We sit down and we say, what's the dream? And it doesn't matter who it is, everybody has a budget. We're working in the second largest home ever built in El Paso County. It's second place by 500 square feet. And when we sat down with this homeowner, the first words out of his mouth were about the budget. And so it doesn't matter who it is or what you're building, everybody has a budget. And so we talk about the dream. What would you want to do? Where might you want speakers? Where might you want motorized shades? Where might you want to do distributed video? And let's get that wiring in place now while you're building. And we can even do a retrofit. In Chris's home, we did a retrofit. We put about $200,000 retail of automation in his home, and we pulled the wire through existing walls. It was a home already built, so yes, we can do that. If you want to see that, we'll make an appointment and we can show you the full immersion experience. It's a lot of fun. And so the wire is cheap. Think about where you might want it. And then if you call us next year and you want to put the speakers on your deck, Chad comes out, he's got a schematic, he knows exactly where the wires are, pulls them through the ceiling, installs the speakers, about 15 minutes of programming, and you got audio on your deck. So it works really well. The next thing, it's all about the network, right, Kelly? It's all about the network. And so we put in a closed network. It's switches, routers, power conditioners, and it's closed. All of our stuff works. It's hardwired into your home. So there's a lot of security built into it. It's controlled wirelessly. It just works. Our sales manager in Denver logged into a system that had not been rebooted since 1978, and it was still working. And that's because of the network. And so if you just want a little network and a little bit of control, it might look like that in your mechanical room, or it might look like that one that we did. Well, that's not actually the one, but it's similar to the one we're doing in Flying Horse right now. And so the sky's the limit with that kind of thing. And then the next thing, anybody know what to do about Xfinity to make them stop? Then the next step, it's all about the hub. This is the brain, and that little box is only about this big, but everything goes into that, and then that controls everything. Everything works off of that. And from there, you've got climate control, you've got door locks, you've got cameras, You've got distributed audio, lighting control, and shade control. And you can control all of that. Thank you. The only thing that the Ping Hub does not do is distributed media. And that's because there's only one legal way for you to show more than one source on more than one television. Otherwise, if you're going to have 4 televisions in your home, you have to have 4 DirecTV boxes, 4 Comcast boxes, 4 whatever. And so this distributed video, distributed media is the only legal way to do it. And that starts to get very expensive, and it's a different switcher when you do that. We've got some great solutions for that. These are the controllers. You can control it with your touch panels. Those are the 2 touch panels on the side. They come in black and white. Or you can control it with your tablet or with your smartphone. We've also got touch pads that you can put on your nightstand, you can put on a coffee table. They work great. And so if you've got this problem and the one that you need is down between the cushions, or somebody's carried it off into the kitchen and put a magazine over the top of it and you can't figure out how to turn your DVD player on, we'll replace it with this guy. And it works. This is one of the best in the industry. It's got a good weight to it. It just works amazingly. And so we put together a commercial, and I sliced out a little piece of it just to give you an idea of what this does. If Denise knew I was showing this to you, she'd throw something at me. It's not finished. And so there'll be a voiceover, and anytime you see somebody touch a panel, there's going to be a graphic, but this is what it looks like right here. So Aunt Emily drops off our 5-year-old. He comes to the front door. Opens up, he wakes up the touch panel, puts in the code. Walks over to the touch panel on the wall, wakes it up, touches one button, lights come on, shades go up, and the shades are virtually silent. You can stand next to them and not hear them. Turns on the television. He calls Mom on the intercom and he says, "Mom, I'm home. I did great on my math test." And she says, "That's great." There you go. And that's us. So my door prize today, thank you. The door prize today is a smart outlet. If you win and you want help setting it up, let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much.